Hello, welcome back to the Juniper Vale. So, I wanted to revisit a reading I did last week about the king and his brother because we had some news this week. And so it was very interesting, the news we got. And I kept thinking back to the spread I did and thinking about the cards and seeing how they matched up pretty well, I think. But I always tell myself I want to review because it's part of learning. So let's just do a quick little review here. So let's see. I made the video, I believe it was a week ago from today. Today is Friday, February 20th. Right now it's 5:23 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, or daylight. I don't even know if it's Eastern Standard or daylight, but it's Eastern. Uh, let's see. I think I made the video a week ago. Yesterday was Andrew Mountbatten Windsor's birthday, and it was also the day he was arrested by police. They arrested him for um, telling secrets, state secrets, basically, and they are searching his homes as we speak. I think they're also probably going to search places where he had offices. And what's interesting is that he had an office in Buckingham Palace. So, are we going to see police at Buckingham Palace as well? I don't know. We'll see. So, what was interesting is this first spread here. I asked, what did Charles pay off or help to pay off, any to hide any information for Andrew? And what I got was the first card I got was the Pentacles, which is about money. I associated this with the royal family because it's the Ten of Pentacles. It's a completion point. This is a rich family here that we see coming home to a nice home. I've said the Page of Wands with the salamander was like Andrew because he is no longer a prince. So it feels to me like he's still part of the royalty, but he's no longer anything higher up and he's been reduced to page. To me, the magician is Jeffrey Epstein. He fell into with the wrong people. Also, as a page, shows he's naive. The King of Wands to me is Charles. And then the Seven of Swords and the Five of Swords. So those two people fighting, to me, those were the brothers. The brothers are at odds. They're fighting with each other. The Five of Swords shows that the king is on horseback. The king has won. Andrew is hiding behind this rock. Is he now? I thought he was hiding because he's kind of sneaking up on the king, which is probably why if you got the Five of Swords first, that would make sense. If you're doing a reading, here's somebody sneaking up on this person, they get into a fight. This one, the way I see it this way is that they already have been at odds. King Charles is in charge. Charles is in charge. And the Andrew is watching from a distance. This could also mean that Andrew wants to go into hiding. Now that he's been arrested, though, I don't know if he's going to be able to. So I feel like Charles really kind of needs to watch out for. Charles needs to watch out for Andrew. So I feel like this is very interesting compared to considering what happened this week with Andrew being arrested. I then went in to ask about Andrew's future, what he's feeling, what's going on with him. I got the Nine of Cups. He feels very happy with what he's done in life. He doesn't see what he did wrong. Nine of Pentacles, he's got a lot of money from his mom, a lot of inheritance, but he's shunned. He's going to be shunned. He's going to become a hermit. These are all 9 cards. And here he is, a page again. This time the Page of Swords, just naive again. He doesn't understand the trouble that he's in, right? Swords are difficult situations. Then we have the Wheel of Fortune. So I think that's his arrest. The of Fortune has come to claim him. Those look like his 3 siblings. And they do not look like they're going to protect him. It's almost like they are taking off the cover of what's been hiding, maybe. Maybe we'll get more information. They are not hiding him. They're letting justice take its course. as the King Charles, that's exactly what he said. No one is above the law. Let justice take its course. And then we have the Ace of Pentacles. Ace of Pentacles, again, to me, was like this beginning of maybe Andrew having to create his own money and his own protection. The royal family, right? They're not going to be funding him, I don't think. He has money from his mother, but when it comes to protection, what's he going to do? Because pentacles are also about protection. So I think, you know, I'm curious to see what happens with this card coming up when it comes to Andrew. Is he going to feel the need to write a book to make money? I don't know. Is this more of his concern about how is he going to protect himself now? Uh, um, I think Fergie has absconded to the Middle East, somebody said. So she's like, see ya. I don't know. Or I'm curious, I should say, as to what this is going to mean. He's at a new beginning. He is at a new beginning in life where he has to come up with his own money and his own protection. I think that's pretty much what it means. So I just wanted to go over that because I feel like since I'm still learning, cards, I'm still learning to listen to my intuition. It's very interesting to review. And this is the first time I've really gone back to review any card pulls I've done. I should do it more often since I'm learning. Um, but it's very interesting. It's very interesting to see with the news that we got this week. So maybe I'll do another card pull later on to see what's up for, I don't know, the royal family or Andrew in the near future. I could do that now. I mean, this video is not very long. It's only been 7 minutes. So let's do that now. I have my cards ready and everything. I have time. Finally. Most of the time that it takes me so long to do videos is just finding the time to do it. uh, I'm still very busy. Currently painting attic stairs, amongst other things that I have to do. Um, so, you know, I try to find the most time to do this as this is a very rewarding hobby. I still call it a hobby. Like, I'm not really looking to make money from this. If something like that were to happen in the future, then so be it. But for me personally, right now, this pulling cards and making videos is just very good, I think, for my mental and emotional health, especially when it comes to the times that we live in at the moment. This is a great community. So if anybody is looking for that support, uh, and the times that we are in right now, especially in the United States, seeing people do card readings within this community. I've been on other people's channels. It's a very nice getaway, I think. People are very supportive of each other. So if you feel like you need something like that, come check out this community. I have the names of a lot of YouTube channels in my description that I like to watch. I'll be on tonight with Scott. So Scott at Scorpio Sun Tarot, right? Scott Scorpio Sun Tarot. That is his handle on YouTube. That is, I also believe, his channel name. We'll be on tonight live at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. We'll be on his channel. I don't think I'm going to simulcast because I like to see all the chat in like one page instead of like 2 pages. So I think today I'm not going to simulcast. So it'll be on Scott's channel. So if you'd like to watch and hang out and see, the people, maybe you'd like to ask a question and have us pull cards for you, please come join us. It's a lot of fun. It's a lot of fun, takes your mind off of things. Um, it's just a good time. And you got to have a good time in times like these, even though there's lots of crap going on. Don't feel the need to feel like you can't have any joy in your life. You're still allowed to have joy in your life because it's the only way we'll survive. you kind of have to. You don't have a choice, really, right? We don't have a choice at the moment to go through things. So, like, say, for example, somebody told Linda, I don't know how much more of this I can stand in regards to the administration and what's going on. And it's, she said, well, you don't really have a choice. You kind of have to. And it's true, we don't have a choice. So you got to find what makes you happy and what you can do to make yourself feel better. And if helping others also makes yourself feel better, do that as well. So I'm going to do the same. I did 6 cards. All right, so what's in store for Andrew now in the future? We'll say it's hard to do timing with tarot. It's hard to do timing with anything metaphysical. So I'm going to say within the next 2 months, I guess. What is Andrew's future? Temperance. Mm. 10 of Cups. Whoa. Queen of Pentacles. Hmm. That sounds like fruit. The Chariot. Mm. 2 of Pentacles. And the 3 of Cups. All right. So Temperance is an interesting card. It comes at number 14. It comes after number 13, which reminding me is death. So death in tarot is about change. It doesn't necessarily have to be about physical death, but it is about change. So when we're looking at temperance, we're looking at moderation, adjustment, experimentation. So it's what comes after a big change. Um, there's a big source of water here in the temperance card. So to me, that says that means a lot of emotions. There's a lot to go through after change. We're looking at trying to balance things. Did we gain any strength from the processes of trial and errors? Since this is the first card, it's very curious for me to see if the water is flowing into any of the other cards that we see in the deck. To see from like the larger reading of where temperance fits in. So there's a lot of emotional strife that comes from a big change. Andrew's definitely going through a big change, so he's going through a lot of emotions. And his family, I'm sure, is also going through a lot of emotions as well. There's a waterfall basically of emotions going on here because of the water. There's a waterfall in the background. The Ten of Cups. What's interesting about the Ten of Cups, it's a very happy card, right? It has a rainbow. It has a happy family. Like we said, tens are completion, cups are emotion and intuition, comfort, the unconscious mind, kindness and compassion. So this can point to some type of solution. So to me, what this may be saying is, I don't see any water. The water didn't come in, but what he may be coming up with a deal. So, and he may get that deal that is, I'll tell you this for this, right? I'll let you guys know about X, Y, and Z. And the next thing you know, he's not going to prison, or, he's made some type of deal. Maybe he is going for prison, but not very long. Um, but it sounds like it's like a good outcome for him. I think he's coming up with some type of deal. The Queen of Pentacles automatically makes me think of Fergie. Pentacles, money, protection. She wants to be safe from all of this. Maybe part of the deal is about keeping Fergie safe as well. She doesn't have to be interviewed, or she doesn't have to I don't want to say like testify against him. I mean, they're not married anymore, right? So she could technically, they could call upon her for a lot of information. He's going through a lot of emotions. He's like, okay, I need to keep myself protected. He also, though, the Ten of Cups, right? It also contains the family. So to me, that says, right, there's four people. There's him, Fergie, his daughters. He's not completely naive. He's not completely selfish. He does want to protect his daughters and his and Fergie, even though they haven't been married for a long time, but they're still very close, you know. So this Queen of Pentacles could be all three of the women in his life. So he's trying to come up with a deal. Maybe he gets that deal for protection to keep the women in his life that he's related to safe. The Chariot. The Chariot is interesting because a lot of readers see the Chariot as child trafficking. Chariot is about movement, going on a journey. Um, it's the seven card. Seven cards are soul searching their inner life, their solitude, because the mystical number of seven, seven chakras, seven heavens. So we're talking about rebirth, also religious inclinations. Um, Sometimes the Chariot is telling you to socialize. I don't think in this case he should socialize. Um, but I think he's leaving. He's going to go on a journey. I feel like this is either his want or his need to abscond like Fergie did. That's why we have the Chariot next to Fergie as well. Whether he can or not, I don't know. I guess it depends on the deal that he gets. But if he has a good deal, he gets away with something somehow, he's not going to stick around. He's probably going to skedaddle. Two of Pentacles. Um, Pentacles, money, protection, balance. So I think he's going to turn out kind of all right from this, which sucks, but that's the life of privilege and money brings you. I see this could be, him and Fergie just living the life. Maybe they're not living as nicely as they used to. But I think there's gonna be I think they're gonna be kind of okay for the most part. Because this could also be, since it's a two, sometimes I think it's his daughters. They're okay. They're safe. Um, which is fine. They didn't have anything to do with this. Hopefully, I don't think they did. So it wouldn't be fair on his daughters for something to happen to them. They should be protected. Um, there's something else about the Two of Pentacles that I'm trying to sort of understand about this reading, especially since it's near the Chariot, but I'm going to have to think about it. But it could just be him and Fergie leaving together, going someplace. The Three of Cups is also like a nice card. It's like a celebration card. You have three people coming together. Or you see here they're like, "Hey, how's it going? I haven't seen you in forever." It's a nice card. It's usually about celebration. What's interesting about this card, I mean, it looks like people greeting each other, but it also looks like people saying goodbye. So I'm wondering, I'm wondering if there's like a farewell here. Bye, my daughters. I will see you never again. I'm going to the Middle East with your mom, even though we're not married, but for some reason we can't get enough of each other. Possibly. But it is like a celebration card. Threes. What did we talk about with threes? There's an openness and there's an optimism. And there's also the idea of being careful to not spread yourself too thin. You got to look before you leap. So I think him and Fergie are just being very careful in their next steps. I think that's what the three is also telling me. They're being very careful. They want comfort. They want to feel good about their life. They want to have good emotions. Do they have regrets? Maybe a little bit, but I still don't feel like they completely are able to understand the enormity of this situation, especially when it comes to the E files. I just don't get that. And I get so much of this feeling of it's not my fault. It was somebody else. And I just feel like from living that life of what's the word I'm looking for? Royalty, basically. Nothing is ever really your fault. It's always somebody else that did this to me. So I think there is a lot of emotions going on with Andrew the next couple of months. I think he's going to make a deal. This deal is going to protect the women in his life, his daughters, his wife. Um, Either he's going to leave or, well, Fergie already left. This could also, have to do with the Epstein files. Could be something comes up, more charges about the Epstein files. And him and Fergie are like, we gotta go. Maybe he leaves. Maybe he is trying to get more protection. Maybe the three women in his life are able to stay together, but he doesn't. There's four people here. There's three people here, three women. Those kids could be women or boys. Girls or boys. It doesn't matter. There's only three people here. So maybe he's not with them. That's why I was like, there's something going on with this Two of Pentacles to do with the Chariot. There's only three people here. I think he could go to jail. Mm, mm. Okay. My brain is in overdrive. He makes a deal. He helps to protect the women. There's a lot going on with the E files. He goes away. This could be him going away to prison. For how long? I don't know. The women in his life are able to stay together. The Two of Pentacles. There's, I guess, a good outcome for the women. That's what it seems like to me, right? Increased chances for a desirable outcome can also be twos. So I think Fergie gets a good outcome because she's with her daughters. I don't think Andrew's with them. I think Andrew's in jail eventually. He's in prison. This may be longer than the next 2 months because I don't think the justice system is going to move that fast. I mean, it's not the American justice system, but I don't know how quickly the English justice system will move, or if these are him. Is him going to prison for whatever amount of time? I think that's what that is. It's maybe longer than 1 to 2 months. Like I said, timing is hard, but I think this is Andrew's future. It's very interesting. I think he's going to go to jail. We'll see. We'll see what happens. Maybe I can come back to this and say he did go to jail, and maybe I come back to this and say I read this completely wrong. Let's see what we learned. So who knows? But thank you for watching. Please leave any comments what you think will happen. Please like and subscribe, and come see me with Scott tonight. I'm also be on with Amy Warrior Princess and Jackie B readings a week from today, 8 p.m. as well, Eastern Standard Time. Um, and then I'll be with Judy in March 10th. All right. Thank you. Bye.